So we got here kind of as me just being a designer. Before I actually discovered design, I always kind of been an artist. But you could say I kind of always been a designer because I was even doing barbershop flyers by hand when I was, when I was just a kid. The people I used to love and respect were, graffiti writers, and the best work they did were, very realistic, non-abstracted work, which I didn't feel like I kind of had, and I didn't understand what it was to actually be an artist. But around that time, though, there was magazines such as like Stress Magazine, and there was club flyers that you used to see, like, techno flyers that were like big fold-outs, 18 by 24, just well-designed stuff. And I used to get the same feeling from design as I actually did from graffiti. I guess around that time, that's when I said, let me just try to, pursue design. So I basically just became obsessed. When I said I became obsessed, I literally locked myself in my mother's room and just really just try to just learn design. No going out, no nothing, just looking at design, trying to mimic what was out there, trying to, and then I made a fake portfolio. After I made a fake portfolio, I would just go around to different people, and I think early New York City club promoters will remember me from walking around with a book of flyer designs. I didn't care if I was doing a job for $20, if I was doing it for free. I just actually wanted my foot in the door. Well, for a long time, that's what I would do. I would just travel around New York City's clubs, and I would just try to get, design work. From there, I guess, the consistency is something that really plays a big part in anyone's career. It's just like, keeping things kind of going. So from doing stuff from an early age of just trying to figure out regular print design, print specs, and, sending things on the internet with a dial-up modem, that was like kind of the root of it. We used to have to go in and buy $200 a magazine and books and just rip up pages. And, you think about DJs and sampling culture, that's really what it was. We were just sampling everything around us. We would go in and see little leaves from logos and just take them, remanipulate them, and we just did whatever we could do. And every single day there was like a couple goals, to score some clients, meet some new people. But it was also, which was really important for me, was actually to step away and actually make sure, even to today, that you're learning something new or you're doing something new. Because sometimes people could get like caught in the same rut of them just doing the same thing over and over, and their skill level and their knowledge doesn't actually expand because they're not actually pushing themselves. So, that was it. We started off there, and again, just from being out, you meet a lot of people. Even like a day like today, that's how things are. It's just like, you're doing a job, and you just want to, number one, do the best job you can possible, and two, try to push yourself forward.
All right, so how I started designing, when I was younger in elementary school, I started doing a lot of illustration between architecture work because my dad was a freelance architecture, so I started learning that. By the time high school came, I got involved in the yearbook committee. So in the yearbook committee, got involved in doing manual graphic design, which is pretty much editorial design. So I would lay out pages, pictures, or where text needs to be done, and then from there, kind of learned where, like, this is my field. This is what I really want to do.
Well, my story is a bit more complex. In high school, junior high school, I actually wanted to be a backup dancer. I was going to go to the high school of performing arts, but that didn't work out. And then I just kind of went to regular high school out in Queens and still trying to figure out what I was going to do after high school. Took up culinary arts for like about 5 minutes. That didn't work out. Then I ended up getting a job at a movie theater, but I realized that I was always collecting these posters after the movies was like out of the theater, and I didn't know that that was me being keen on design and liking how typography was looking. So fast forward, then I got into retail, and then I really started looking at how I was dressing. So that was fashion. And then my cousin, who's best friends with Drew, gave me an opportunity where he needed some help at his creative shop when he was just starting it off. And so I joined, was a personal assistant for about 2 years, and then I was given my first graphic job, I guess after many trial and error of learning how to cut, learning how to use keyboard with shortcuts. I did a business card for a pimp, and that was pretty cool. And then I realized, going back in time, that I did have a creative bone in my body, but it wasn't awakened until I joined the art tech team.